What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shooky from Shook Earth Media, and today we're talking about Resident Evil, specifically the Netflix upcoming Resident Evil series. And for those who don't know, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I absolutely love the franchise. It's one of my favorite game series of all time, and definitely my favorite ongoing video game series. I absolutely adore pretty much every entry, and I can't wait for the next entry, and it's my gaming series I always look forward to. So I'm a huge fan. For those who didn't see my review of the latest film, the live action film Welcome to Raccoon City, I posted that review. I was mostly positive on that, and a lot of fans were very critical of that film because of some of the changes that it made to the storyline. And, you know, I share a lot of those criticisms, particularly with how Leon was treated as a character, but I'll just be perfectly frank and say that I'm not all that puritanical about Resident Evil. I don't think it needs to stay 100% faithful. I'm willing to give some flexibility for the creators because, to me, the main appeal of the games is not the storyline. I think most people would agree with that. Maybe some super big Resident Evil fans are gonna take issue with me saying that, and I respect that. But to me, honestly, until the newest installments, the story was never really the leading part. I think that 7 and 8 have great stories. I think the scripts for the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes are an improvement on the original in terms of the script writing. And the acting as well. So I think that they've made strides to make the story more of the central point, but historically that's not the case. All of this to say that I don't need it to be 100% Resident Evil or 100% like the games in order for me to like it. I haven't seen the previous live action films other than Welcome to Raccoon City, but I will say I liked Raccoon City movie better than the animated Resident Evil films that are actually in the canon. I think that film was stronger than the ones that are in the canon, the previous Netflix release included. So we're going to react to this trailer. We're going to talk about it. I'm not really sure how I feel about it at this moment, but we're just going to watch it and react as we go. So let's do it.
Billy, Jade, welcome home.
I'd like to build the world a home.
So we got Raccoon City, new Raccoon City 2022. I'm not really sure if this is in line with the games, if it's its own timeline. I'm assuming it's its own timeline, but the fact that it says new Raccoon City leads me to believe that it takes place after the Raccoon City was blown up, the original Raccoon City. So to me, it's a little bizarre that Umbrella would be operating in the same capacity after the Raccoon City event occurs and it explodes and everything like that.
I really think you guys are going to love it here.
I mean, this stuff, the setting, the scene of the Umbrella Corporation Labs or this little company town that they have, this stuff looks cool to me. This set looks good. I will say, this actor, I'm a big fan. I like this actor. But I think he's supposed to be Wesker. He's a little weird for Wesker because I think that this actor is particularly strong as kind of a more detached type of person. He's not necessarily always the most like over the top in terms of how he expresses himself. I just have trouble seeing this actor play the Wesker we know in the games. Like I said, I'm not puritanical about it, but it doesn't really feel like the same character at all, at least how he's portrayed here. I mean, I just don't see this guy saying, "Do you really believe that this world is worth saving?" So it's a little weird. Zombie, we're getting some music in here, so maybe I should mute this for copyright reasons. But yeah, I mean, this shot looks kind of fake and artificial to me, and this is where we get into some weirdness. Okay, so we're in London 2036, so this is 14 years after the introduction So, and now this is the weird part to me, is that we're now in a zombie apocalypse setting. I mean, look at how many zombies there are. This is not really what Resident Evil is, and this whole like family surviving an apocalypse dynamic is very out of place with Resident Evil. That's why, like, I wanted to preface this by saying I'm not a Puritan when it comes to Resident Evil. They want to make some changes. I understand that, and I respect it. But a zombie apocalypse is not really in line with what Resident Evil is. We're talking about bioterrorism. We're talking about a city blowing up at most. You know, I don't think we've ever had a whole country or even like more than just a city outbreak at a time. So it's a little weird to see all these zombies here. I will say, as a zombie fan, the zombies look great. I'm actually excited to see zombies like this. I'm like, man, we got some good zombie shows coming up. We got The Last of Us coming up. I'm curious about that show. I'm curious about this as a zombie fan, and The Walking Dead has been a little underwhelming as of late. So I'm curious about it, I must say. And then we get some kind of shots of what some of the monsters are looking like. And it's a lot of quick cuts, so we're going to pause some stuff here. But, I mean, I think that's a liquor there. Which, this liquor, I mean, at least in this shot here, it's very quick, so I can't really tell how good the CGI is. It looks like a liquor to me. I mean, it looks pretty good. Some of the lighting looks cool. I don't know if that's supposed to be the Tyrant. I mean, he looks kind of weird, but it could work. I don't know, the zombies. It doesn't look very Resident Evil to me. I mean, we got the zombies, we got the zombie dogs as well, but even the zombie dogs like don't look as quite. And what's with this bear too? I don't understand that. So there's a lot here. I'm not really sure exactly how I feel about it. I will definitely be reviewing it on the channel. I'm curious about it. I see a lot of negativity in the comments. You know, it's genuinely impressive how much RE movies keep fumbling such great source material. Now, I do love the source material, of course. I do think it's hard to adapt to Resident Evil, because if you just take the straight story of the games and adapt it into a movie, it's not going to be that engaging, because honestly, like I said, the story is not the central element. You're missing everything that made Resident Evil unique. The design, the experience of playing it, exploring the world. These are things that don't translate well to film inherently. So, you know, I'm willing to give him some leeway, but like I said, this is supposed to be Wesker, and he's surviving a zombie apocalypse with his family. Doesn't feel right to me. The CGI looks a little not realistic. At least these composite shots do. These shots with the zombies, I actually find this very impressive for a television budget. So I'm not going to knock those. The zombies look good. I'm not really sure why. I can't put my finger on what it is, but something about this just seems generic, you know? There's just it doesn't have that Resident Evil flair to it. It just feels like it has a lot of Easter eggs of Resident Evil. So I'm going to keep an open mind, though. That's just like my baseline feeling on it. You know, I'm questioning some of their story-making decisions. The decision to make it an zombie apocalypse setting, very strange to me. The decision to make Wesker a family man, very strange to me. I mean, of course, he had a son in the games, but I don't think he was very involved in his son's life to that degree. So, you know, I'm just not really sure, you know, why does he have to be Wesker? Why isn't it just a new set of characters? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think we might have another Netflix adaptation meme on our hands. It could be, but again, I'm keeping an open mind about it. And, you know, if it's... I'm going to review it partly as a Resident Evil fan and how it stands up to the games and the rest of the source material. But I'm also going to review it on its own as a zombie apocalypse show. So I'm hoping that the latter portion is actually worthwhile and the zombie aspect is worth watching. and the fact it doesn't suit up to Resident Evil 100%. Maybe that's just my impression of it now, and they're gonna prove to me that that's not the case, that it is more faithful. But based on what I'm seeing here, I'm leaning on the zombie apocalypse thing to be its own draw, not so much the Resident Evil aspect. So I find this interesting, man. I just wanted to come on and talk about it because I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the like if you like, and definitely sub if you want to see more Resident Evil content. And we cover zombie shows, Walking Dead, etc., Better Call Saul, and that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in anything like that, and interested in the Resident Evil games, we'll be covering the games as well in the future. So definitely hit that sub button if you want to see more stuff like that. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.